Hey everybody, welcome to our quarterly health vision review. I'm going to go ahead and get started now. We are taking a look this evening at the 5 steps for reviewing, for creating and reviewing your health vision. Essentially, we need to be able to start with a distinct intention, something that ties us to the work we're about to do right now. Um, Essentially, like the intention is what you want to get out of performing this work. Um, Specifically, right now, this evening, of course, what we want to do with the work afterwards is see it through. Um, and I think in the coming month, I'll go ahead in uh, our coaching calls, focus a little more on what to do kind of after the vision review. In the coming weeks, in the quarter, basically what how we want to go about doing things like um, refocus ourselves and step into the spaces that we need within our identities in order to do the work that we know increases our chances of success. Because we don't have control over the outcome. What we've got is control over what we do, what we think, what we feel, what we opt to create that's going to lead us to this vision. The likelihood that we meet our vision in reality becomes higher because of the kinds of things that we do, and who we are and who we step into as ourselves in the process. So, the first thing that I'm going to want you to do this evening is set down an intention for the session itself. Um, with this being one aspect of our lives, with our health being one aspect of our lives, um, we're only taking a couple of hours to be doing this work together, um, all together. I'm happy to open up time and space in the coming month so that we've got a little bit of space to work on things together, especially if there are any questions regarding things like what kinds of action steps to take to help move our vision forward this quarter. And ideally, of course, across this year already, with a couple of other sessions that we've had to build out our vision, to review it, to act on it, you'll have already been making some progress towards your vision. So take a moment, think through what your intentions are for this evening. I'm going to pause the recording here so that I can write down mine, and then we'll continue. Okay, so with intentions down, um, we're going to get into the first portion of the work. And this is a particular step to take ahead of either writing your vision story or reviewing it, just simply to put yourself into um, a mental space where you are feeling creative, excited, and open to the experience ahead. Um, and that is to acknowledge the wins you've had, at least in the last quarter, if not across the year. Because even if things were really, really hard, even if there were times where you feel like you weren't on top of your game, you're here right now to work on this. And that on its own is a win. You did things that got you here. Mastery happens when we can successfully navigate the ebbs and the flows of what we're doing in life while we're working on our vision. Um, when we can start the vision review process from a place of essentially happiness and freedom, the rest follows easier. So we're working right now in this first step of the process to um, to rewire our thinking, to reframe our thinking so that we are in a position to create from positive. You may or may not have already gotten some of the things in your vision story accomplished. You may or may not have done what you wanted to do, but you've done something, so you have won. You've gained through any of the challenges that have come up. So, in this moment, it's all right to pull the wool over your eyes a bit so you can create the positive mindset you need in order to move on and create even better for yourself. Again, as we've talked about before, between other vision sessions and in our coaching calls, we can absolutely create from a place of scarcity, but it's not a very sustainable place. It's not a healthy place for us to sit and stay in. Um, there's natural resistance in that process. To the extent that if we continually try to create from there, eventually we're going to run into a full block. So this right here, this space right now, is the place where you're giving yourself permission to be vulnerable with yourself, to accept the reality of the things that have happened so far. And even if you're looking back at the challenges, even if you're looking back at them and feeling tired from having gone through them, you can you can say to yourself in this moment right here, I did it. And that's the whole point of when we're looking at our wins from across the day. This is a daily practice that now in the vision review, we put into more words because now we're looking at not just today, we're looking at this last quarter or this last year, whatever, however far back we need to go in order to essentially kind of create a bunch of wins right here on paper for ourselves. So you're writing a love letter to yourself. You can start it with Dear Me. You can start it with Dear You. You can start it with Dear, my name. However it is you want to start it. Um, the prompts that you can use, and I'll put them in the chat as well, include why do I love me? What do I love about myself? Why am I proud of me? Why am I effing awesome? What happened in 2025 so far that you have managed to accomplish that felt like a challenge. This is even where you can write about the things you've survived in this last quarter or in this last year. And the whole point of doing this work again is to reprogram what's going on up here for more serving stories. Reprogramming so that we're creating from what feels like the best version of ourselves, the best version of ourselves right here and now. I'll get into that a little bit more during our vision story process with the second step. But right here and right now, why do I love me? Why do I, why am I proud of myself? What do I love about myself? Whatever you need to put in there, do. Going to pause the recording here and get our love letters down.